Hello, welcome at Octopus. Our video demonstrates the installation of the CISS into an Officejet Pro X 451. There is a kit available for the printers that are using HP 970 and HP 971 cartridges. The kit contains all necessary material to operate the CISS in your printer. And we show to you step by step how to prepare the cartridges and how to install the CISS into your printer. Main part of the CISS are the 4 large ink tanks which are stored in a leak-proof box. Beside the refill syringes you receive sealings for the air ports, silicone rubber seals and tips for the refill syringe to exhaust the cartridges. Furthermore, the kit contains a hand drill for the connection holes, a fixing element for the tubes, and last but not least 4 liters of high quality pigmented inks. We start with the preparation of the cartridges, and the first thing that we do here is to close the air port located at the front side of the cartridge. We point at it and you can see it here at the black cartridge HP 970. Please use the black plugs that you received with the kit and press them into the air port. Please press the plug until the little flat mushroom cap lies flat on the surface of the cartridge, as you can see here. Please repeat that process also for the other colors. Next step of preparation is to drill the opening into the cartridge that is necessary to connect the ink tubes to the cartridge. For that purpose we use the drill that you received with the kit, and as you can see we have shorted the protection cap by 1 centimeter. If you drill with this layout of the drill, you avoid to punch into the cartridge too deep. We drill the hole in the upper right corner of the cartridge. Here you can see as we are pointing on it. The material of the cartridge body itself is not too hard, so the drilling is actually quite easy and you will have the opening there in a short time. For the other colors, please drill the opening also in the upper right area. Here you see it as it looked like on the black one, and this is as it looks on the other colors. When you're done with the openings in the cartridges, please take the silicone seals and install them into the openings in the cartridges. These seals protect the ink leaking out of the ink tubes when the ink tubes are connected to the cartridge. Here you see the other colors as the seals look like in them. In the next step we are going to connect the ink tubes to the cartridges. Here you can see the cartridges placed in that order as they are also placed inside the printer. The end of the ink tube with its connecting pieces is also prepared for that order of the cartridges. Take the ink tube and grab it by the connecting piece at its end and press that piece into the silicone rubber seal in the opening in the cartridge carefully. Each line of the ink tubes is connected to a cartridge, and in the next step we are going to secure that whole bundle of lines to the side of the black cartridge. For that purpose we use the white fixing element that you receive with the kit. We have folded the fixing element 2 times, grab the ink tubes and place them in and press that fixing element together. Press it towards the adhesive side and please remove the protection layer from the adhesive side and then press the element on the side of the cartridge. The result should look like as you can see in the following scene. We have put the cartridges in the position as they are also placed in the printer. Okay, now we are going to fill the ink into the big ink tanks. We have placed the bottles in the order as we are going to fill them into the ink tanks. To be safe, we ask you to check once more which cartridge is connected to which ink tank. You can easily do that check by following the lines on the bundle of ink tubes. The following scenes of our video deal with the filling of the ink tanks, and to save your precious time we are playing these scenes on a higher speed. The filling actually is a bit challenging, as the task is to get the ink out of the full bottle into the inlet of the CISS, and there are several options how you can do this. As you can see, we are using one of the refill syringes out of the kit and using it as a funnel to get the ink into the ink tank. Basically, every kind of funnel that you have available is suitable to help you with that task. The ink tanks in the CISS actually are plastic bags, and if it should occur that they are a little bit crumbled or something like this, it can happen that not the full liter of refill inks fits into these bags, so no problem. If a little bit of ink remains in a bottle, you can refill it later anytime. Okay, now we have the ink in the big ink tanks. In the next step, we're going to prime the cartridges. For that purpose, we place the cartridges in that position that the ink outlet, the ink port, is located on the upper side. In the kit you have 4 tips for your syringes. These tips exist as 2 different versions. Independent from which version you receive, they have the same function. On the ink tube line there's a little clamp that you can see here. Make sure that this clamp is open when you prime the cartridges. One of the tips is mounted on the refill syringe, and we press that tip into the ink port of the cartridge carefully. Then we pull out the plunger of the syringe. What is happening here is that we create a negative pressure inside the cartridge body. This negative pressure sucks ink from the ink tanks into the ink tubes and out of the ink tubes into the inner side of the cartridges. This process takes a little while for each cartridge. In the first step you're going to see that there are air bubbles and ink foam is coming out of the cartridge, and actually the cartridge is filled with ink when you can see that a clear stream of ink is coming out of the cartridge. Ink that you have pulled out of the cartridge, you can put it back into the CISS directly, or you put it in the bottle. Please prime each color as shown in this video. Here you can see it once more for the cyan cartridge. First you see the foam coming out of the cartridge, and when both chambers inside the cartridge are filled with ink, you can see that a clear stream of ink is coming out of the cartridge. The plastic box containing the ink tanks is placed beside the slot for the cartridges directly. When the tanks are in their position, you can put back on the tray that you have removed previously. Here the HP 970 and 971 cartridges are positioned beside the slot for the cartridges already. Please open the cover that is closed over the slot for the cartridges. Here we have put the cartridges into their respective places. Please click each cartridge into its position. When you have clicked all the cartridges in their position, please check on the ink tubes. Make sure that there's sufficient length of these ink tubes inside the cartridge slot. Finally, please close the lid of the cartridge slot and you are done with the installation of the cartridges. Okay, actually it's not necessary to wait any time. Directly after we are done with the installation of the cartridges, we switch on our printer and we put our installed CISS into operation. You are going to experience now a very long time without buying expensive new cartridges or without to change any empty cartridge. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for watching. We are looking forward to your comments, questions and likes. We hope to see you back for another Octopus TV session.